Yeah, I want to take you back to Liberia when I was there going to high school. I mean, I was grown when I completed high school. That's a thing in Liberia, right? I mean, I was big when I completed high school. I was big. I was 28. I mean, I was 27 when I completed. I don't want to lie. You know what I'm saying? For the fact that I wasn't really serious with school at first. You know what I'm saying? I would go with friends here and there to look for work, look for job in Monrovia, you know what I'm saying? I would like, that's exactly why my brother Alton, he got his PhD in plant science and animal science because Alton, like, he was focused on one thing, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't me, I was focused on a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying? And plus, I didn't want to go to school, I want to do something like live experience, but I don't want to just boom. You know what I'm saying? But I have more of a live experience in autumn. You know what I'm saying? But you know, um, and that was that. I mean, autumn and myself look very much alike. Now that I'm recording myself and seeing the way that I talk. I mean, he's an instructor, so. You know what I'm saying? I have seen him teaching and the way he talks and roll his eyes and his mouth. When I look at me, like we look very much alike. In fact, he told me one time I have potential. I mean, like I'm not like a sitting class kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I learn myself. You can put me in college for 1 year. Let's say if the program takes about 4 years or maybe 5 years, you put me there like 1 year. The rest of the thing it was just repetition. Put me there 1 year, and then I would get a business. I know what to do, and the rest I would just do it by myself. And send my papers. That's it. I don't need to sit in class. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I can name all the schools that I've been to all in my life, and if you compile all that, it's more than PhD. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm very proud of my brother. But anyway, I want to go back to Tapita, and one more thing, myself, I'm from a very large family, from the mom side, from the dad side. Our dad he's an educated guy. My dad, he's a self-made lawyer. He thought himself, like me, he thought himself, and he was a custom officer and a collector out in Tapita as well. So, but I don't want to get into my dad right now. I want to talk about my friend Rana. Rana. In high school, I was in the 10th grade. At 24, 23, 23. Yeah, I was 23. We didn't have a biology instructor to start with, so our principal would come to our class now and then and announce that our biology instructor was going to be coming sooner or later, an African American. That's this what it is in Liberia. We have Peace Corps that come from Japan and the States and Europe to teach over there in high schools and colleges and stuff. So Ronald Parker used to be one of those, right? So, and then he would come to class. Oh, there's your biologist instructor will be someone here, and he's an African American, and we all can wait to have biology on our curriculum. You know what I'm saying? So coincidentally, I went to the Catholic church at one point, and I saw Ronald, right? I mean, and I just felt that he looked so different. He looked so different. He just looked different. Though he had an African costume on, he had an African shirt on, but he just looked different. And I mean, all of my life I have been wanting to come across a Black American. I don't know why. It's just like I just guess that Liberia is like small America. It used to be like that because if you know your history, like Liberia was founded by the free slaves that went back to Liberia in the 1800 and the 1818. Start from there, and then the free slaves thought to once they had a freedom, some of them there was a society that's called American Colonization Society. So, and it was that society that spearheaded the whole thing about free slaves going to Liberia. going to Africa, and then when they went to Africa, so they, they found Liberia to be the suitable place to be, so they just happened to settle in Liberia, you know what I'm saying? So Liberia is we are so mixed. We have the Aboriginal, and then we have the Americans, you know what I'm saying? They call themselves the Congo people, or Congo or American Liberian. So yeah. So then so I went to church, right? So I went to church. Yeah, I went and saw Parker. So I saw Parker, and then he was talking to some people out there outside. So I just went home, and then the next morning he was introduced as one of the staff members. You know what I'm saying? And then, but he did. The very day that he came to teach, right? The very Monday, he just happened to come to class. We've been waiting for biology for, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months. You know what I'm saying? And then we were all happy for it. And then the very day he came to teach our class, I was just looking, I was just thinking to myself, God, I think he looks like a friend. Even though he was taller than me. He was 11 years older than me. No, actually not. He was 32 when I was 23, so that makes it, you do the math, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then at one point, so he was teaching, and I was saying, oh, he looked like a friend. And one time it was recess, right? Recess, he was sitting by himself, and then I went out there and started to be friend, ask questions like where he's from, with his deep voice. He was about 6 feet or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So probably like same complexion, a little lighter. I don't know. My face is dark because I don't know, for some reason. If I take off my shirt now, rest of my body's lighter than my face. You understand? I don't know. Maybe it's because of the sun in Liberia. I don't know, because I do a lot of sunshine a lot. Especially working on the farm. Helping my mom to plant the rice, or cut the rice, or, and then, I went there, and, as he was sitting down by himself, I was asking him, question on where he's from. And then gradually, we became friends, Before I knew him, he was a friend with this one guy called Thomas. So, but every time that, Ronald asked him to go and jog in the morning, he won't show up, you know what I'm saying? He won't show up. So I arranged with Parker to jog with him, and in the morning. So that's how we started. Our friendship started really. We became friends in no time. Ronald and myself became friends in no time, for the fact that we look so much alike. People used to say we talk alike. We walk alike, you know what I'm saying? We walk like we are dancing, that kind of thing. And at that time I was living with my father, I was living in my father's house, and then gradually, it is that when Peace Corps come in Liberia, right? Let's say in different cities in Liberia, they have their own houses for them. Okay, let's say now there's a man in Tapeta who purposely built his house for Peace Corps and some other diplomats, so that when they come out there, they can be able to rent it, because it's more like their houses are built like in the European style, American style. They have everything, electricity, and now there's a dynamo. They have fresh water. Fresh toilet and all that, right? So Ronald had one of these houses, right? So and then when our friendship got deeper and deeper and deeper, he encouraged me to move with him. He has a houseboy whose name was Anthony. Anthony, he cooks for. Well, Anthony and myself would cook together, but for the most part, he was doing the work. But Ronald and myself was we were friends. I wasn't working for him. We were friends. So he encouraged me to move out there, and then I had my room out there. Anthony wasn't living there. His house was just like not too far from where Ronald's house was, but I had my own room there, and then Ronald has his own room. And then Ron and myself would go to class, you know, we'll walk to school together. I'll be wearing his clothes, his sweatsuits, and um, yeah, I don't know, for some reason we just had I mean we had a lot in common, you know what I'm saying? And then when I moved out there, though I have a room, but in the night I'll be so lonely. I mean, we used to talk, we used to laugh a lot, you know what I'm saying? We both like to laugh a lot, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a girlfriend, but then, I mean, at 23, I mean, I wasn't really, even though I wasn't a virgin no more, but, and Ronald would say, well, all these girls like you, but you don't care. How did I know? But anyway, but then, you know, in the night, I would leave my house, I would leave my room and go to Ronald, and then, you know, we both would be laughing and talking and just joking until we both fall asleep, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was like that. I mean, like, they were calling him Parker's son, you know, which I'm not. I was just his friend. I mean, like, you know, people were, I don't know, people were jealous. Why would people be jealous and talk about it? I mean, like, and you know, and people thought that Ronald was going to take me, Ronald was going to take me to New York. I mean, just because he's my friend, and from America, it doesn't mean that, you know, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be liable for my going abroad. Or I mean, like, I mean, you know, some black people have some messed up mentality. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, and that was that, and that was that. And people used to say, as time goes by, you know, people used to say, well, it got to a point where Ron and myself were sleeping on the same bed because, like, we talked. I mean, like, there was nothing that could break, even a girl could not break Ron and myself off, you know what I'm saying? So he came from town at one point telling me that he heard that we were gay, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were, you know, sleeping with each other. I mean, it wasn't like that. People would think that's what was going on, but it wasn't like that, you know? I mean, like, even if Ron touched me like with his feet like mistakenly in the night, I would say, you know, don't do that. I don't like that. And plus, he was dating this girl from LU, from the University of Liberia, Athena, a girl from Maryland in Liberia, you know, and so she would come to visit, and Ronald was also dating a girl in Tappa which I don't know about, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, we were like, it was just our friendship was just like tight, you know, just tight. That's all. I mean, he got me used to talking to big people, like, you know, even they had a Peace Corps. Ed, I remember Ed came to Liberia, and Ed came to Liberia, and there was another Peace Corps girl in Tappa named Camille Watson. Camille was like light, very, very light on the white side, you know, young girl, nurse, you know what I'm saying? And Ed came to visit her. Ed is head of Peace Corps. I used to go out there and visit them. And then when Ronald moved to Monrovia, Ed was there, you know, we three went to a movie, you know what I'm saying? They were laughing because it was an American movie. And I didn't, you know, it was like, I don't know, I was sitting behind them, and then they were both sitting like that. And then after the movie, I was like, and they were both laughing. After them, I was like, well, I was young. I mean, Ed was probably like younger than Parker. Parker's was 32, you know. I'm gonna stop here.